how was that battle on trying to keep yourself clean? Some of the things you did you pray? Was God part of it?
I would say that
Family, friends?
I have a good support network now that I've been trying to do the right thing as far as family and friends, like my real friends, and I only have a couple, Q being probably my main one, and all my other friends are in Mass. But, yeah, it was tough because being in a sober house around all people that are constantly relapsing, new faces, it's like I knew I had to get out of that. And then drugs are everywhere, man. I go to the methadone clinic. They're there. They're everywhere. You know what I mean? So you have to have a really...
People get high still on methadone.
Yeah, like, people abuse methadone. That's another thing, It's like, it's hard, but you gotta have discipline and know what you want. And it's gotta be, you gotta want it, and the grace of God or whatever higher power you believe in.
Right.
I feel like that has to do with everything. Every day is a new day. You gotta look at it like that.
Right.
Like if you ask me how long I've been clean, I don't know. Last year I could tell you exactly. Every day is a new day. I don't even keep track of the time anymore because it's one day at a time, and that's so true.
So walk me through your process of wanting to change and wanting to get better and all the different things that you really need to accomplish to stay clean.
I think it's just getting stability, being independent, as far as whatever you do for work, and then just staying busy and striving for more. Like now I'm a student at the community college in North Three Rivers. I'm working full time. I don't have time to do anything other than, succeed.
What have you noticed about being clean this last year?
That your thinking is just different, like after just being clean a few months, you just notice how your way of thinking is changing, and that's a huge thing with staying sober is, your thinking.
So what kind of things did the fentanyl and the Percocets cause you to lose, gain, what? Anything?
I would say as far as gaining, in the moment I thought I was, making money and doing all that stuff, that it was gonna get me somewhere, but in reality, I didn't really gain much. I lost more than anything. I lost everything.
Selling drugs is how you supported your habit?
Yeah. So initially, I had a habit for a little bit with the pills, and then eventually I was dealing with somebody who was giving me pills that were pressed with fentanyl, and I didn't know for a while. So at that point, I was already kind of like, I was in it, and that result, I ended up getting addicted to smoking crack too. During my peak, I had smoked crack for like a year, and I think once that started, I slowly started to see everything just, evaporate, and I was losing everything, and I saw it, but I just didn't, nothing. The addiction was just way too strong for me at that point. You know, I barely was able to get my kids the proper things they needed, and I did that. And other than that, it was just about my addiction.
Did you have anybody that was there by your side through this all, trying to help you get out of it, trying to guide you in the right direction, just trying to help you do anything to try to get out of using the drugs?
Uh, yeah, Q, my best friend, wasn't around the whole time, but that was probably because he didn't want to see, you know what I mean? I was fucked up, man. I was real fucked up. So he was, he wanted me to do what was right. My mom, would help me a lot more, enable me than anything, but I didn't see that then, and I don't think she did either. So, but other than that, I had you too, but obviously, you want me to do the right thing. So it's hard to be around somebody or be there for somebody that doesn't want to be there for themselves. It's you're not really doing me any good. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
now when I see people they're in the spot that I was, it's like can't really help them. They got to help themselves first. So that's something that I see now more than I did back then.
So, what made you want to start getting clean?
So my story is kind of like I had gotten arrested a couple times. You know, the cops knew what I was doing. Also knew I was a struggling addict. You know, and that was the majority of my problem. Because me, I was like, I'm not gonna sell drugs if I'm not getting high, and I'm not gonna get high if I'm not selling drugs. They both go together for me, and they always have. So
Right.
that's when I'm in that lifestyle, I'm in that lifestyle. And if I'm not, everybody knows I'm a hard worker and I do, really good for myself, like I am now. But yeah, I mean, I had gotten a couple cases. I was on bail, and then I ended up just not going to court. I'm running, and wasn't a smart decision. But I remember the day I got caught. I was driving. I seen a police, on the side of the highway, and I didn't even slow down. I just knew they were gonna pull me over. I had a warrant, and I just was ready to give up, and I was just tired.
Right.
And in that moment too, I just didn't stop, and I was just ready to,